Hello everyone, my name is Madness Without, and today we're going to be going over 5 super simple redstone builds that you can use in your survival world. Let's get started. First things first, we got a cow farm. Super simple, you'll never have to worry about food or leather again, so long as you keep them fed. Go ahead and press this button right here in order to put some water down, bring them up, go ahead and feed them hay. Then when you're done, drop them down. The baby cows will be shoved over into this side. And then once they grow up, you go ahead and just splash some lava on them by pressing that button right there. All the leather and stick will drop into this chest. And that's it. So the way we're going to build this one is we'll start by making a 3x5 area. We'll go ahead and place a chest down right here. And a hopper feeding into it. And then we'll go ahead and drop a dispenser down there and there. Place some blocks up here to fill in these gaps. Here you're going to want some glass so you can see inside. If you don't want to see inside, then you don't need glass. Go ahead and place a dropper up here with a hopper feeding right back into it. Put any item you like in there. Get a comparator, taking the output from there, and an observer watching that comparator. Bit of redstone dust right there. And then go ahead and throw a bucket of water into this dispenser, bucket of lava into this dispenser, and place your buttons right there, and then fill in the rest of these blocks. And now, your dispenser cow farm is all done. I forgot the sign. You need a sign right there. Don't forget that. Next, we got this contraption. Super useful for if you die and you lose your stuff in the middle of a cave or some other dangerous place like the Nether. Assuming all your stuff hasn't burnt up. Well, it's simple. You slap one of these down in your base, go ahead and walk right into it, and you'll be fully kitted out, ready to go retrieve your stuff. So to make one of these, you start with a platform up in the air. Doesn't have to be this size exactly. But you go ahead and slap a pressure plate down with your dispensers. And then, bam. If I can get this right. There we go. With that dispenser up top. Awesome, you got that all sorted. Now you go ahead and come down here right below the pressure plate. Place a block with some redstone dust. A little bit more dust right there. Repeater running into another block. It's got a torch on it. And then you place another block above the torch here, and then another torch right there. Place some more blocks leading to the sides of these dispensers. Bit of redstone dust there, repeaters running into these. And then another block up top, redstone dust. And some more blocks right here, and you're going to want to put redstone dust right here. Oh, not right there. I'm sorry. Awesome. That should do the trick. You can connect these if you like, but they shouldn't need connecting. And then you go and just fill the dispensers with whatever gear you want to fill them with. What you can also do is, instead of putting just some redstone dust right here, if you want to hide it, you can throw some blocks down there, move this redstone back a little bit, and slap down some repeaters running into these blocks. And it should function the exact same way. Next we have the melon or pumpkin farm. I've chosen to grow some pumpkins right here. But these are very useful for trading with your villagers. You will end up with so many pumpkins or melons, you won't have any idea what to do with them. I personally have one in my survival server that it grows both melons and pumpkins. And I've got like 4 double chests full of melons and pumpkins. It's ridiculous. So to start with this one, you're going to want to build a 9x9 square. And once you got that square all finished, we're going to go ahead and replace the middle right here with some redstone blocks. Another option instead of redstone blocks is you can place redstone torches under these portions. And you're going to go ahead and place minecart tracks in a weaving pattern back and forth with powered rails on top of the powered blocks. And when you're done with that, you're going to want to go ahead and swap this out for a powered block and a powered rail. Go ahead and place a solid block right this side to make the minecart start heading back. And over here, you're going to want to go ahead and place down your chest with the hopper leading into it and a powered rail on top with a solid block on the side right here. And from there, you're going to want to take a comparator output from the hopper, send that into a solid block with a redstone torch on the other side, solid block above it, with a repeater facing the other way on the other side. So that when items are being dropped into the hopper, the comparator will take an output reading, which will power this block, unpowering the torch, unpowering this repeater, which unpowers this rail, so that the minecart doesn't move until all the items are gone out of the hopper, which lets it all be powered again. Then you just place the hopper down, hopper minecart down, and it'll be on its way. And then if we go ahead and set some items down there, let's grab some logs. It should. There we go. Now it will not start going again until this hopper is completely empty. One thing I did notice while trying to build this myself is if I put the comparator on top of another hopper, it didn't seem to work right. So keep that in mind as you're making this yourself. Next, we're going to place all the dirt that we need to right up above the minecart tracks. Go ahead and mark out the center spot right here, so that way you can get rid of it. Replace it with a bottom slab and put some water on it. This is going to be our water source for our melon and pumpkin farm. And then you can go ahead and just place a sea lantern on top of it for lighting so that mobs do not spawn. Next, we're going to go ahead and till every other block. And once we have every other block tilled in this grid pattern here, we can go ahead and plant our melons and or pumpkins. In this case, we're going to do a little bit of both. Cool. Everything's planted, and that can grow while you finish the rest of the farm. Next, we don't need 2 blocks there. We go ahead and place observers out every other block like so. What we can actually do is use the hitbox of our melon and pumpkin seeds in order to place the observers. Oh, sometimes you mess up though. If you're me, it's more than sometimes. Alright, now that you have all your observers placed face down over the melons and pumpkins, it's got to be over the stems. You can now go ahead and get rid of your observers and grab some trapdoors, if I can find them. Trapdoor. Let's go dark oak, just because. Because dark oak trapdoors are the best. Here's the fun part. You get to crawl around, just placing pistons. Now, you're almost done here. Once you do that, just go ahead and slap some redstone on top of all these observers. And what this will do is when those stems change from facing straight up to pointing sideways to hold the melon or pumpkin while it's sitting on the ground, the observer will detect that. It will fire, powering this redstone dust right here, and then the redstone dust will in turn power the block that is sitting on top of. In this case, it happens to be the observer, which will power all 4 pistons around the observer. And here you have a functioning melon and pumpkin farm. Okay, here we got our automatic sugarcane farm. Super useful for early on in the game. It's this simple. You get some observers facing out this way with some redstone attached to the back of them and some pistons underneath. When the sugarcane grows up to the 3rd level, then it'll trigger the observer, which causes the piston to extend, several of them actually, and it harvests your sugarcane. Drops down into these hoppers below. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. And gets collected by this here chest. And the way we're going to build this one is we'll throw down some dirt. Doesn't matter too much how much dirt you got. We're going to go ahead and make this one this wide. And we'll throw something to contain the water because I tried to place the sugarcane before the water. And that's not how things work. Anyways, we'll go ahead and dig down a little bit right here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Awesome. And we'll go ahead and just throw a double chest right there. There we go. Bam. Some hoppers. And there we go. We got these arrows pointing so that we know where the hoppers are leading into. Now we can throw down the water. Fabulous. We shall place our sugarcane right now. And then, now we can throw down redstone. Alright, now we go ahead and place some pistons like so. And then the observers on top of them. I'm trying to go too fast here. And then some blocks right behind the pistons. And just line this area with redstone. And there you have it. All finished. Now, you can just make this a little more decorative if you like. And there you have it. An automatic sugarcane farm for early game. Now, this one is not lossless, but it's super great for early game when you're trying to get all that paper for those enchantment tables. Now here we have an item filter. Pretty easy to make. You just need a comparator, some redstone torches, and some repeaters, and then hoppers and chests. So you can go ahead and start off by placing 3 blocks in a line like so, and then you can do this. Go ahead and place a comparator right here. Some redstone dust down here. A repeater facing that way. And a redstone torch over on this end right here. And that is going to be the redstone component other than the hoppers. Next, you're going to place your chest that you'll have your items get filtered into. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Make sure they are in line with this block here that has the comparator on it, and they are 1 block away from it. And you'll go ahead and place your hoppers right there. And then a set of hoppers going down. And now you'll have an overflow chest out this way. see if I can do this. Bam. Okay. All right. So we have the bottom layer of hoppers, which feeds into the chest that your items are going to be filtered into. We got the middle row of hoppers, which will do the actual filtering. Remember to make sure the middle row of hoppers is pointed out sideways. And then the top row of hoppers, which just transports the items down the line from the input chest here to the overflow chest. After we get the layers of hoppers set up and have decided exactly how many items we want sorted, we can go ahead and take this little redstone circuitry right here and copy it right next to each other. For as many times as we have items to sort. So here we got 4 items to sort, so we will copy this circuit 4 times. And don't worry about the redstone connecting here, because with the way we set it up, you will not be getting enough redstone current to flow down and over, and it will not interfere with anything else. Now here's the important part. You need to find an item that you are not going to include in your filtration, or you can name a block. So here I've got just some regular old stone, and I've renamed it to filter. And that's just going to be my item filter. And I'm going to place 1 of each in each of these 4 spots. And then this spot is going to contain the red dye, which I have chosen to use as my filter item. And then here, I'm going to do the same thing. Make sure it's 1 stone, or 1, filter item here, and not more, because otherwise that's when things start to break. And here I'll choose redstone dust. Here, I'm going to do it again. I'll do some gold ore. And here, I'll do it again. And let's say, you know what? We'll do some regular stone just to show you that it does work with regular stone. Okay. See, stone and then filter items. Everything is all set up and we can get going now. We'll set a couple of gold ore, a couple of red dye, a couple of stone, some redstone dust, and we'll even throw in some things not in the filter system, and it should go to the overflow. Alright, so, yep, all these came into the overflow. I did forget you have to put a decent chunk of items down in here because the system does hold on to a lot of them. Just keep that in mind for whenever. Oh, see here, now we got the gold ore is filtering and it's going into the chest. Alright, everyone. I'm sorry it's been a while since I uploaded. I had some flea issues with my cats and had to deal with that, and life started happening. But I'm happy to say that I am back to uploading again. So go ahead and give me a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and let me know what you want to see in the future. I will definitely be trying to show you guys what you want. Alright, bye-bye.